Okay, so today we want to work on solving quadratic equations, okay? And there's some steps that we want to follow when we're doing this. So the first thing we want to do is we want to set our equation equal to 0, okay? Then we want to factor the equation, okay? Now when we set it to equal to 0, make sure it's in descending order of degree, all right? And then factor it, and then we'll set each factor to 0, and then we'll solve it, okay? So our first equation that we're going to work on is this one. It's 2x minus 4 times x plus 3 is equal to 0, okay? Now, this kind of confuses some students because this is, it's already set to 0, and it's already factored, okay? So this is a factor, and this is a factor, okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to set each of those factors equal to 0. So I'm going to say 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. And I'm going to say x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now we're just going to solve these like when we were solving linear equations, okay? So let's add 4, add 4. Now we get 2x is equal to 4. We'll divide by 2, and we get x is equal to 2. Okay? And over here, we'll subtract 3. We get x is equal to negative 3, and there's our two answers. Okay? All right. The next one we want to do is, let's do 2a squared plus 6a is equal to 0. All right? It's already set to 0, so let's factor it. And the way we'll do that is we're just going to factor out the common factor. So, and that's going to be 2a. That's going to leave us with a plus 3 is equal to 0. All right? Now, here's a factor, and here's a factor. Okay? You might want to think about it like that. So this has got 2a is equal to 0, and a plus 3 is equal to 0. All right? Now we'll just divide by 2, and we get a is equal to 0. Okay? We'll subtract 3, and we'll get a is equal to negative 3. And we're done. All right? So let's do another one here. Okay? Let's do 5x squared minus x is equal to 4. Okay? Now this isn't set to 0, so we're going to have to do that. All right, so I'm going to put everything over here on the left side. So I'm going to subtract 4. Now I've got 5x squared minus x minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, now I'm going to factor it. I'm going to use trial and error, but you can factor it any way you want to. I mean, there's lots of different ways to factor this. AC method, trial and error, bottoms up, box method, just there's a bunch of them out there. Okay, so I'm going to put my parentheses up here. I'm going to put 5x here and x there. That's going to give me the 5x squared. Now I can use 1 and 4 or 2 and 2. I'm going to use 4 and 1, and I'm going to put 4 here. I'll put 1 here, okay, and I'll put plus and minus, okay, is equal to 0. All right. Now all I got to do is set each one of those to 0. So 5x plus 4 is equal to 0, and x minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. So let's solve it. Subtract 4. We'll get 5x is equal to negative 4. And let's divide by 5. Okay? And we'll get x is equal to negative 4 fifths. Over here, we'll add 1, and we'll get x is equal to 1. Okay? And you're done. All right, last one. This one's a little longer, but it's not a big deal. Okay? So let's work with this. 2x squared plus 5x plus 2 is equal to 6 minus 2x. Okay? Same thing we're going to what we did before. So let's make it equal to 0. So let's subtract 6 and add 2x. So add 2x, subtract 6. Now we've got 2x squared plus 7x minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay? Let's go ahead and factor it real quick. 2x, that's going to give me the 2x squared. Okay? And I'm going to use 1 and 4. So let's use 1 and 4. And let's make this minus and make that plus. Okay? Now we'll set those equal to 0. Minus 1 is equal to 0. X plus 4 is equal to 0. Now we'll solve it. Add 1, we'll get 2x is equal to 1. Divide by 2, divide by 2, and we'll get x is equal to 1/2. Okay? Over here we'll subtract 4, and we'll get x is equal to -4. Okay? And that's our two answers. Okay? Hope that helps.